Hello, and welcome back to Fatta Football. And yes, what a end to this weekend, right? Like Arsenal winning the Premier League. I think that's a crazy achievement by Arsenal. And yeah, and Pep Guardiola leaving Man City. Man, what's happening there? Really, I mean that came out of the blue. I mean it was in the making, but what an emotional speech by Pep. Those who haven't checked it out, do check out Man City news. You just put Pep Guardiola Man City and you'll get it. And yeah, that's a brilliant, I think, speech masterclass. I may say so on saying goodbyes, and that is absolutely fantastic. But today's episode, yes. What are you going to do in today's episode? Okay, I'm going to review us against the world. So I recently started watching Us Against the World and the new documentary following the USMNT team from around 2021 to now on their journey from the last World Cup to today's World Cup. Like every sports documentary ever made. It starts exactly how you would expect. Heavy beats in the music, metal style drops, and some Michael Bay level sound production on that film. I don't know what happened there. Every 5 seconds, the movie actually has a boom or a bam sound coming in, just very reminiscent to any Michael Bay film out there. It literally felt like they found the rejected Transformers background music folder and just dumped the whole thing into this documentary. But and then of course, yeah, no sports documentary, especially in football, can be complete without this crazy goal montages, some background stories, some then of course, just like any other documentary, especially in football, you have some crazy goal montages, family testimonials coming in, players staring dramatically into the distance. This has to stop, but it keeps going on. And then you have obviously some great snapshots of some of the exciting games that US team has been a part of. Basically, the documentary wants you to root for them always. Like from the get go, you're always thinking of Team USA. It just feels like their version of getting fans on board. I don't know. I don't think they have a lot of fans at home, but okay. But you get the credit scene rolling, and dude, that is pretty good. That is pretty slick. It's actually like an anime meets virtual real life visual style, and yeah, there are these rapid cuts, heavy transitions, and great music in the background, and it's actually not bad. But then suddenly Matt Turner starts screaming, "Let's fucking go!" Like I think that's the US's version of "Vamos." And very American, very loud, very we just discovered passion over there. Now, then the documentary begins properly. Now, this is actually a very fun part. The first thing they show is America being announced as the host nation. Boy himself, Christian Pulisic, yes, America's very own world's best player right now, as per their pundits. Yeah, America has their own Ballon d'Or, and yeah, they have their Christian Pulisic wins it every time. And yeah, man, this man's first major scene. Okay, this is a documentary about their progress in the World Cup, and this first major scene is Christian Pulisic in his Milan apartment baking chocolate chip cookies, uh, using his mother's recipe with his mother on call. Very good boy of him, and it's cinema, man. It's absolute cinema. And then in the same sentence, this man says, "Soccer isn't as popular as the other sports like basketball and football." Bro, you've just put soccer and football on one sentence. Please pick a side. This is a beef. Please pick a side. It is football. At that point, I genuinely considered switching the documentary off because once again, football is football, boss. Your hand export is not football. I said what I said, but I stayed. I stayed. As a football fan, I stayed. And yeah, then Pulisic casually refers to AC Milan as the top club in the world. And that's when reality fully hits you. This documentary is not about football. This documentary is about emotion, family, and belief. Yeah, not about the football. No. We are talking about the belief that many Americans don't have about this USMNT team. Quite rightly so. But then again, they've put up a title called Us Against the World. Now, okay, why does that sound like a war cry? Like who exactly is against the US? I don't get it. It's literally like those Instagram captions where they keep talking about me against my enemies. Who are your enemies? Have you been a dick all your life to have enemies build around you? Like seriously, do you need introspection? Like us against the world. Who is against United States? Apart from a few countries right now, where it's like Fast and Furious with shin guards, just to be safe. And yeah, at one point I literally expected Vin Diesel to come in and say,
You got no honor. Without honor, you got no family. Without family, you got nothing.
because every 5 minutes you have like this emotional montage, you have this sad childhood memory, you have this sad music coming in the background, you have this sad thing about them talking about their hometown and how no one believed them, and how somebody is doubting this American team always. And mostly the doubts are from their own fellow Americans. Yeah, they show that quite clearly through the documentary. And yeah, that honestly, the documentary is edited like, an overworked millennial's brain right now. Like it has full ADHD pacing, plot line after plot line after plot line, rapid cuts, heavy music, and these sudden emotional shifts. And weirdly, it worked with my mind. Documentary starts to feel a little too ambitious because suddenly, all the players start talking about winning the 2026 World Cup. Yes, you heard that right. Winning the World Cup. I think the documentary keeps pushing this narrative that this American team is destined for greatness. There are a lot of word dropping like golden generation. We've heard that every time. And whenever they call someone a golden generation, I think it's like a bad luck that they're adding to the team immediately. And that narrative is so hard that it sometimes feels like propaganda with background music. Player storyline feels like a Marvel origin story. And somehow, in almost every story, the dad's the villain. Okay. This generally feels like an American societal issue at this point. And yeah, you have stories of Pulisic, Greg Berhalter, the former US MNT coach, Tim Weah, by the way, the son of the only African Ballon d'Or winner and former Liberian president, George Weah. Weston McKinney, Juventus midfielder Matt Turner, Balogun, and Tyler Adams. And yeah, almost every story, okay, almost every story is narrated by mothers, wives, girlfriends, female family members. And I think this is very intentional because see, the documentary feels it's designed to emotionally connect with the broader American audience and football fans second. I don't think it's meant for us. I don't. And relax, guys. Honestly, the US right now, it literally right now feels like the Tottenham of the World Cup. They could have a great World Cup or they could have an absolute collapse under home pressure. Both outcomes are quite possible. Again, stop saying soccer every 12 seconds. Like, if you make this into a drinking game, right? If you're going to watch it with your folks and you're going to make this a drinking game, I can assure you, your entire party will pass out before episode one even ends. There are two episodes right now. I think the third one's coming this Wednesday. And yeah, that's one of the issues with the documentary. And another very big issue I felt, and this is something that's been playing on my mind since I've been watching it, is actually I've not watched it in one go. And there's a very big reason for that is the soundtrack. Now the background music is so loud and dramatic all the time that it genuinely starts fighting with the actual football footage. Like during match sequences, I constantly had to lower my volume because suddenly Hans Zimmer apparently decided America qualified for the Avengers, right? And yeah, that's basically my review. See, this documentary survives entirely on editing, music, emotion, and fast pacing because as a pure football documentary, it drags a lot. For a chaotic American sports propaganda with emotional storytelling and anime transition, yeah, it's kind of entertaining. It is. I said what I said. If you feel like you want to catch it out, do catch it out and let me know if I've missed on something. I don't know if I want to, but I think I'm going to try to watch the next two episodes also. Cheers.